Hi guys, I'm here to bring you your This Week at Axis video for the week of March 30th through April 3rd. Not sure when we got to April, but I feel like I say this at the end of every month. So we are now entering the second half of our strongman training cycle. So we just did 4 weeks. We are now starting week 5 out of 8. So these next 4 weeks should look pretty familiar, and that is because we are going to see a lot of repetition from the previous 4 weeks. So, for example, this week, a lot of our workouts are going to be repeats from week 1. So, hopefully, you were logging in SugarWOD, the number of rounds you completed, reps, the weight that was used, everything that you would need so that when you see the workout again, you can improve upon it somehow. Also, we are going to be tapering, kind of backing off on some of our heavier lifts to then build up again, leading into our strongman competition. This is also sometimes referred to as a wave cycle. So if we get right into things, on Monday we're going to back squat 4 sets of 6 reps. So you're going to want to look and see what you did last time for our 4x6 and try to go heavier this time. You guys are capable of a lot more than you think. So don't be afraid to pick a number that maybe makes you a little nervous. Like, ooh, am I going to get it? Am I not? And as long as your technique is good and you have proper form, go for it. Do it. Challenge yourself. Then our workout is going to be an AMRAP 16. So this is a repeat from week 1. So 4 weeks ago we did this of 10 American kettlebell swings, 15 push-ups, 10 kettlebell curls, and 15 goblet squats with an RX weight of 53 for men and 35 for women. So, we had started going heavier, especially last week on these movements. So we're going to dial it back on the prescribed weight. And there are a few different ways you can try to improve upon the last time you did this one. You could maybe, if you scaled the number of reps last time, you could do the prescribed number of reps this time. If you scaled the weight last time, maybe you're going to use a heavier weight or you're going to use the prescribed weight. Or maybe you are just going to try to complete more rounds and reps than you did last time. Then on Tuesday, we're going to have our overhead press. So this is another thing that's switching up for this 4 weeks. We are no longer going to do strict presses. I mean, you can, but we are going to transition into overhead press. So that is kind of a little bit vague on purpose because you can choose between push press, push jerk, or split jerk for your overhead press. So these are still from the floor. You're going to clean it. And then you can either do a push press, push jerk, or a split jerk. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think a split jerk is efficient or your best option for 3 sets of 10 reps. I think push press is probably a great choice. And if you have the push press down and the timing on the push press down and you want to work on your push jerk, you can do that. But make sure you're doing it correctly. If you want to do split jerks, you can. But like I said, I think with 10 reps, split jerks aren't going to be as beneficial as the other 2. Then we're going to have 5 rounds for quality. And so this means kind of the same thing as a superset of 10 pendlay rows, 10 dumbbell lateral raises, 5 weighted chin-ups, and 10 hanging leg raises. So again, we saw this workout in week 1. There were prescribed weights with it in week 1, but now your goal to improve, there are no prescribed weights. So I would suggest, you can go heavier than you did the last time you did this workout. If you scale the number of reps, do the prescribed number of reps, or you can choose to do the same number of reps, same weight, but complete the reps with improved form and quality. So if maybe your lateral raises were a little bit sloppy, you're going to clean them up this time. Really focus on controlling the weight, not using momentum for them. That was just an example of a movement that maybe could be improved upon. On Wednesday, we're going to have RDLs, 3 sets of 12 reps. So again, you want to go heavier than you did 4 weeks ago when we did these for 12 reps. So look back in SugarWOD, see what you did. Then we have our partner strongman prep circuit. So we should be very familiar with this one at this point. You're trying to, push yourself. Don't be afraid on those heavy kettlebell swings to just try a heavier weight. Maybe you don't use it the whole time, but you try it. Same thing with the gorilla rows and the clean and overhead press. Uh, then on Thursday, we have our Zercher squats. So this one we're not doing a wave cycle with. We are going to continue to steadily decrease the number of reps and increase the load each week. So we're doing 3 sets of 6 reps. So you want to go heavier than you did last week on the Zercher squats. Hopefully we're feeling more comfortable with this new movement. Then we have an EMOM 15 that we did during week 1, and it'll be for minute 1, 15 dumbbell push-ups. For minute 2, a 100-foot suitcase carry, so 50 feet in the left, 50 feet in the right, weather dependent. Let's have those suitcase carries outside. And for minute 3, 20 alternating dumbbell front rack lunges. So you're going to select a weight that is appropriately challenging for you. Ways we can improve on this one, again, if you scale the number of reps, try to do the prescribed number of reps. Maybe if you scaled your dumbbell push-ups to box push-ups, you're going to lower the height of the box and challenge yourself on the push-ups there. If you really want to add reps, you can. On the suitcase carry, don't be afraid to go heavy. We just did them last week, so we should be have a good idea of like what we can handle. And on those front rack lunges, maybe you're going to go heavier. Or again, maybe you're just going to complete the movements with improved quality. Then on Friday, we're going to have bench press, 4 sets of 6 reps. Since it is 6 reps, technically, you do not have to pause. However, I'm going to strongly, strongly encourage you to pause. If you'd like to get stronger, pausing is going to make you stronger. But 5 reps and below, we must pause. 6 is not below 5. I'm still going to say pause your reps if you would like to get stronger. And remember, we're going to have that drop set on the final set. So you're going to unload the bar to a lighter weight and just rep it out until you reach muscle failure. Try to beat your score either in weight or number of reps from last week. Then we're going to have our 4 supersets workout. What you're going to see in Sugar WOD is the 5, 20, 10, 20 rep scheme for pull-ups, sit-ups, bent over rows, and curls. However, if you have been adding 1 rep each week since week 1, and you'll see this in the athlete notes, if you've been adding 1 rep each week since week 1, your workout is going to look like 9 pull-ups, 24 weighted sit-ups, 14 bent over rows, and 28 alternating dumbbell hammer curls. However, if you were feeling like, ooh, last week was, I was starting to get a little sloppy, losing my technique, I'm going to stay at that same number of reps that I did last week, that's totally fine. You don't have to add a rep each week. It's just a way to progress. There are many different ways to progress. And if you want to learn more about progressive overload, Jason just wrote a nice little blog post about it, so you can learn more about, what progressive overload means. But overall, I hope you guys have a great week of training. And if you have any questions, reach out to accessstrengthtraining@gmail.com. And don't forget to sign up for the Strongman competition Monday and Tuesday if you want to be guaranteed a t-shirt, and make sure you get your money in. Have a great week of training.